Welcome, everybody. We will put the music back on and begin in a few minutes. Well, you have co-host again. You can go back to sharing. Aloha, everybody. Welcome. Can't get the aloha out of me. You know, I spent 10 years in Hawaii. It's still there. And welcome to everybody joining us live on Facebook as well. The room is starting to fill. More and more people are discovering that we are going live with a very, very special guest who are blessed to have visiting us here in Portland, Oregon. I would love to say she's physically here in Portland with us because it's so much more fun when that's the case. but with the current conditions, it is what it is. But we are blessed to have her in our presence. And I'm speaking of Huiling Lin. Huiling is someone I've been blessed to know for, I would say about 10 years out of the 13 years I've been with this organization. And the first place I remember meeting Huiling was at some of the events when I was helping out Sandy. Sandy was Master Sha's videographer at that time. And Huiling was one of the people that was working in the corner, and she was always putting together Master Sha's activities and events and making the beautiful videos that we saw, the testimonials and everything. And I was just reading up on her bio, at the Dr. Shah website, and I was quite impressed actually with the background of her videography wisdom. Quite a few things to say there. I won't cover all those today, but what all of us that were in this fast track to become master teachers did not really understand was that she had the inside track on all the wisdom of Master Sha, because she had to watch his videos over and over and over, hearing the same wisdom again and again and again. And this teacher is very powerful. When he opens his mouth, healing occurs. And so she's receiving the blessing, she's receiving the wisdom, having all of her negative information cleared at the same time. And then it was about 2015, we were in Hawaii, and we were blessed to have Master Sha for about 2 months. It's a very special time. And so we got to really become friends and family with his team that traveled around with him. Huiling was one of them. And Master Sha was saying something, and Huiling raised her hand, but she was just one of those silent types, never really hear from her. And she gets up and picks up the microphone and proceeds to share some of the most profound wisdom any of us had heard. And she was, in essence, sharing with us the perspectives of Dr. Master Sha, who had been teaching us, but stating it in such a way where we all got the aha moments and just how deep and special the wisdoms and teachings of this teacher was. And Master Sha was so impressed that he checked guidance, and I'm not sure if it was instantly or if it was close to instantly, he uplifted her at that time to a master teacher. Now that was roughly 7 years ago. And since then, she has been elevated through the time to become a Guanyin lineage holder, and she's actually one of the core team leaders out of 3. She is one of those 3. She is a Tao calligraphy grand master, which there's about 10 of those in the world today. So she carries some of the most high power, including, we were talking earlier today about some of the special blessings that she's going to be offering, because this is a free event to call you to a special event that's starting next Sunday on the 19th. Put it on your calendar, 1 p.m. Pacific time. So it's after Master Sha is done, so we don't have any conflict there. And it's only a 3-hour event. Everybody has time for 3 hours. And I might as well finish the statement by saying it's only $30. So register right away. But we were talking about that, and she was telling me about some of the special blessings that she can offer, and I was floored. I was like, I want that. I want that. she has some toys that I've not, just some toys in her toy room I've not seen. So I'm excited about it. So anyway, we're very blessed today to have Huiling Lin. She is one of the co-directors of the San Francisco Center. Has been doing a stellar job there. Stays quite busy. I'm lucky to even have time to chat with her about coming here tonight. So we're very blessed. So please welcome Huiling Lin.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Paul. And thank you everyone to be here. I see we're almost 50 people here. Thank you, Paul, for this really wonderful, very kind introductions. Yeah, I think we've known each other for a long time. Probably it was before the 2015 in Hawaii. And I always said Paul has like past life as a Chinese. I remember listening to his chantings, the Dao Jings and Moto Daos and the Da Bei Zhou. I was so impressed. And he has so many other talents. We're so happy that when he got uplifted as the center leaders and to serve Portland and the Portland Center. And I had honor actually when I was a traveling teacher to visit Portland's, Oregon's, and did some workshop there. So always have a lot of love for the soul families in Portland's area, and now it has developed into this amazing centers, through the leadership with Huiling, Paul, and Portia. So it is really my greatest honor to be with all of you. And I also see today there's really a global I see some Europeans, soul family, and I see some from Vancouver, from I even see Diane's here. Wow. From Hawaii and East Coast, and I just see this whole range of soul families here. So thank you everyone for joining today. I am very excited about this workshop, even though it's a 3-hour workshop, but I believe this is going to be just like a beginnings of a new journeys to learn about Guanyin's wisdoms of the greatest compassions. The greatest humility. It is also connect with the greatest compassions. As I was getting the message of what to share next Sunday, I just get so excited how so many teachings come together and that we can learn more. But I want to first just find out how many of you, this is your first time hearing about Guanyin Compassion Buddha, or this is something you already know, that you already know about Guanyin. If this is new to you, I will go through just briefly because we can all learn a little bit more about Guanyin, even if we already heard about her. But if this is new to you, you can put the sign of like a little hands. Okay. So originally we were going to make this like a combination with Tao calligraphy. But I know also Ruling will be teaching the Tao calligraphy, the writing aspect of greatest compassions. I have prepared some of the wisdoms also through the Tao calligraphy. So we'll see how the times goes and how we can cover whatever that Guanyin wants us to receive. Okay, so I believe most of you had heard about Guanyin. But in any case, if during this 1 hour together, if you have any questions, comments, please just post here, and you can always, write to me if something was not clear, or you have some insight that you want to share. Okay, so some of you do know that you have heard the story, my connection with Guanyin. This is why I'm so excited anytime I get to share about her wisdoms, her love, and anything about Guanyin that I can share. Because my mother's life was saved in her 20s by Guanyin's. So honestly, without Guanyin, I wouldn't be here. My mom was born with heart conditions. One of her heart valve was not developed completely. So the doctors say, she will not be able to live, more than 20 years old. And my mom was actually a nurse at that time, working in the missionaries, actually from German, the missionaries, they founded a hospital in Taiwan, and my mother was actually trained there, and she really didn't know anything about Guanyin's, the Compassion Buddha, but she was so sick. So then someone told her, since there's really no hope, so you might as well try. So one of the patients actually told her, there's this small, very simple Guanyin temple in this small hill. It's just like looks really not very fancy temple. It's very small, and there's just some nuns there, but there has been so many miracles there. So you might as well try it. So, my mom, because of her heart condition, she couldn't even walk up to the hill. She was actually being carried by people to go to that very small temple. And she stayed a whole day there, and she, prayed to Guanyin, and they taught her, or she was chanting alone. She didn't know about the greatest compassion mantra, the Da Bei Zhou. They were chanting for her, and she was just there and, read the little, like the mantra book, and I was trying to chant alone. And then she prayed the whole day, and then she made a vow to Guanyin, and then they gave her some teas, and then she drank some. And then by the end of the day, she actually walked down back to the city, like, from the little hill down to the entrance of their stairs herself. And that was like incredible miracles. So if my mom was not safe in her 20s, she wouldn't give birth to me in her 40s. I wouldn't be here. This is why, I cannot really thank Guanyin enough. And now I think about the story that it was a very small temple, and it was already like Guanyin's humilities. Guanyin just served unconditionally. Didn't need a big temples or big statue. My mom said the statue was actually very small, and it wasn't like golden. It was just, carved with wood. But it doesn't matter. It is the Guanyin's love and compassions to save and to serve whoever's called for her to help. Then she will come if we really sincere from our heart to pray and to believe. So this is why, I'm always so excited about sharing Guanyin stories and mantra and stories and teachings. So maybe some of you, you're still developing your connections. But know that we can all develop this. So I want to start right away that offer a blessing to open our heart to Guanyin and to learn more about what Guanyin wants to teach us about the greatest humilities. And then we can just start in doing some very simple practice even before the teaching. So I'm going to invite all of you to close your eyes, and you can put one hand below your navel, one hand in your heart. And if this mantra is new to you, I might chant more than one mantra. If they're new to you, just open your heart to feel the vibration. Through this mantras, connect with Guanyin. We connect to Guanyin's heart. We connect to her love, her compassion. So let us take a long and deep inhale. And slowly exhale. Relax your face, relax your shoulder. Just allow yourself like you're being hugged by Guanyin or floating in Guanyin's love, like you're floating in the oceans feel so relaxed and so safe. And just have your eyes closed so you can really focus on the feelings, and some of you, your channels are open. You might see some images. And I believe that each of you are here for a reason. What brought you here today? Maybe is you want to connect to Guanyin deeper, or you want to learn more about the greatest compassions and greatest humilities. And connect to that reason that brought you here and see what you might receive, another layers of guidance or images or messages. Just totally relax, and do not worry if you do not receive any images or messages right away. That's okay. That is totally normal and perfect. Just notice how you feel. Qian shou qian yan, da ci da bei, zhou gu zhou nan, guang da观世音菩萨灵慧深世全光金王阿弥陀佛。Greatest compassion, greatest compassion, greatest compassion, greatest compassion. Continue to receive. As we're receiving and connecting to Guanyin, maybe you are aware there might be some negative message about developing greatest humility that you would like to transform. What would be the positive message? Maybe you already know, or maybe you are not aware or not clear yet. As we continue to be in this field, see if you might get a knowing or a realizations, or a aha. Om Mani Padma Hum, 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 Om Mani Padma to receive. And we inhale deeply and slowly exhale. And you're noticing how's your heart feel, or even the belly button area, your third soul house feel, or maybe other part of body. And we'll bring our palms together. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Guanyin's love and compassions and the mantra. And another inhale deeply. As you exhale, you can gently open your eyes and just roll your shoulders a little bit. And noticing how you feel. And so you can share how you feel, or maybe some of you receive message. And even if you don't receive anything, the visuals or message, but you feel her love. You feel this unconditional acceptance. The Guanyin accept who we are without any judgments. Judgment is in fact one of our blockages of humilities. When we develop greater levels of the greatest compassions, we surrender who others are, who we are. We accept what is happening around us, within us, without any judgment, without any criticism. So the greatest compassion has so many layers. So that's why I'm saying this workshop, starting from tonight, it is the beginning of a journey. To journey with Guanyin, to learn the multiple and many, many facets of greatest humilities through Guanyin's compassions, her love. So, okay, I'm going to see. Yes, Phyllis, go ahead.
Hello, thank you, Huiling. So, very grateful because we just connected with our heart together. The love, the precious feeling and light is just like coming and really blessing all of us. And when I opened my eyes, it was such feeling of gratitude for this gift that you offer to all of us. And you just have the capacity to be. I'm sorry. You just have the capacity to be the vessel to allow it.
Great, beautiful. Yes, we can all probably resonate with Felix, this heart opening, feel this gratitude and great, beautiful. So thank you for sharing, and let me also just read a few sharings. Anita said, I fell asleep feeling heart expansion and so much love and peace. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Anita. And Lana K said, experiencing opening in the throat chakra and feeling very warm and loving energy surrounding me. Beautiful. Linda said, I feel her love when she speaks. She said that she will always be with me. Beautiful. Yes, that is actually one of the key things. Whenever we feel have some blockage in our third soul house and our if we are led by our ego, we can right away call Guanyin to help us to transform to develop our greatest humilities. And let me just read one more. Please continue sharing. Even if I cannot read all of your sharings, our souls will go read it. Jocelyn said, beautiful blessing, greatest love and gratitude, Huiling. I saw myself leaning my head against Guanyin's knees, feeling her love and compassion. My mesocenter to solar plexus feel clear and light. How beautiful. Thank you. And Trisha said, I heard Guanyin said, thanks for serving the homeless man outside the grocery stores by giving them some monies and some bottled water today. That made me happy to see you serve compassionately. How beautiful. Great. And Lears, so happy to see you here. Lears said, I feel so loved and open in my solar plexus and energies in my back and also first chakra. Safety and secure. Beautiful. Kristen said, she said, your heart is a cavern. Like Alibaba's cave. There's where your treasure lies. How beautiful. Great, wonderful. Okay. Vanitas and Ayari.
Yes. So grateful, Huiling. I mean, just the make out from my face, probably just tears rolling out, I don't know what happened. My heart opened and I visualized myself. When you said in the ocean, I was seeing her in a lotus and I saw myself as a small baby in her arms. And then I said, okay, I want to see myself in the present moment. And then I saw me, literally like I do with my mother, sometimes just holding her, from her waist and just tightly hugging her and, feeling her love and compassion and praying to her that please bless my father. Please bless my father. Because my father has been unwell since December. He always tells me, do whatever you can. That was really telling you. Such a beautiful moment. Thank you. Thank you so much. So grateful.
Hi, beautiful. We sent you and your father lots of love, and we thank Guanyin. Yes, beautiful. When you really opened, and how do we also fully open? Okay, so now the message is really like going to another direction. It's not what I originally planned, but we just go with the flow. How do we truly open or open further and further? Our hearts also have infinite layers. Often it's our egos, which is the blockages in our, third soul house. When our ego becomes so active, we actually, even though we say we want to open our heart to receive, we are actually closing our heart, or we make some blockages. We filter or we restrict ourselves from what we can receive. When your heart is so open, you can really feel Guanyin's love and light, and more than that, her compassions and so many things can flow through Guanyin to our heart. So you can feel several of you had shared how much you feel that, and that gratitude just naturally arise. Okay, we have I believe I called someone else to share earlier. Please go ahead. Okay, I think earlier there was someone else, but now the hand is lower. So Lear, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Are you hearing me okay?
Yes, I am.
Great. Thank you so much, Master Huiling. Hello, everybody. My greatest love from Sephora and I cannot express my gratitude for how timely and perfect my flow is to have found this tonight through someone who shared it. And it's so timely in my life because I'm seeing how my service has been quite unconditional, but my receiving has been limited. And I really am hoping and trusting this opens my heart to receiving more, and that we are able. I feel like I have wings and I can fly, and I need to go bigger, and yet my outer picture has been contracted in that there's been that contrast. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Great. Thank you, Master Shas, and thank you, Guanyin. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. Sephora says hello.
Yes, hello. That's her cat. Okay, I think are Yeris? Go ahead, are Yeris, raise hands again. Uh, just go ahead.
Oh, I think I am so sorry. I registered as my cousin, but it's me, Monica.
Oh, Monica. Okay.
Hello, send you
Hello.
all of my love and the gratitude, and oh, it's incredible. Not only so, hello, so happy to see you and everyone, but it just I just felt such an immense like a huge hug from the whole universe through Mother Kuanyin, and I pray that that my sister, which is going through some hard low vibration right now, I pray to Mother Kuanyin, please send this feeling, like, how can I say? I said, instead of giving it to me, like I'm feeling, please give double to my sister. And the more I say this, I felt, oh, her beautiful compassion gave me more instead. And yeah, I just want to thank you so much for this blessing. Thank you. Love you so much.
So good to see you too. Send my love to the twins. Okay,
Thank
wonderful.
you. Thank you.
Oh, so happy to see, so many of you that I met in persons when I was traveling teachers, and I'm just honored to see so many of you, and also the retreats. Like Paul said, we used to serve the AV teams. We get to meet so many of you. It was really, really special. Great. Okay, so thank you everyone for your sharings, and we send our soul to read everybody's sharings, and this is going to continue to expand. I always feel that the workshop already started when we doing the intro, and even before. There is a reason why some of you get guided to be here, or someone might just text you, or you just happen to check your emails and then you're here. And so, it's not coincidence. Your soul here, Guanyin's callings, and Guanyin here, your soul's calling. That's why you're here. And, this is, we're going to have this amazing 3 hours together. I believe that 3 hours, there will be so many things can happen for each of us present, and this is going to be very, very special. It's like a reunions. That's my feelings. So we really would love to see more of you join next Sunday. Now, what I'm going to do is I prepare some very simple PowerPoint just for tonight. And this is just going to be like a little taste, and I'm going to share more teachings next Sunday. So Guanyin's, it's the probably the most popular and circulate name of the Compassion Buddha. It is Mandarin. It means Guan means to hear. Guan also means to see. Yin means the sound. So Guanyin is the compassion Buddha who hear and sees our suffering and come to rescue us and liberate us. Some of you connect to her as the mercies goddess, but Guanyin is The essence is a universal mothers of love and compassion and more. Guanyin is also very, very well respected in so many other religions and traditions. In the Tao's practice, Tao Temple, Guanyin is also being honored as a big Tao Grandmasters, has many incredible, extraordinary abilities and carry incredible Tao wisdoms. And the world, when we chant, sometimes we chant the longer version of her names. Also in Mandarin, the Guan Shi Yin Pusa. Shi means the world, Pusa means Bodhisattva. And the spelling, sometimes we use G, sometimes we use K. It's a different spelling systems. Pinyin, and in Taiwan we use a Weijiao system. It's a different system. So you might see why sometimes K, sometimes G. It's the spelling systems are different. In this era, Guanyin also have received a new names. It is in fact also like a new upliftment for Guanyin in 2003, August 8, starting the Soul Light era. Guanyin is now in the heavenly realms, in the higher realm. Guanyin is being honored as a Ling Hui Sheng Shi. Ling means the soul, Hui is the intelligence, wisdom, Shen means saints, Shi means servant. So Guanyin is in the Soul Light era, is the saint's servant who is going to teach us, one of the key leader to teach us the soul wisdoms. So we can all feel this feel is so powerful because we just had the Da Bei Zhou's, the Guanyin retreat and the Heart Sutra retreat with Master Sha. Master Sha had deepened and expanded our connection alignment with Guanyin so much more. And we also have, more than, I believe, 150 new Guanyin lineage holders are being, receive the transmissions. So the huge teams of Guanyin lineage holder, came to Mother Earth just the last couple of days. So that's why the feel is so incredible right now. So we're very grateful to Master Sha and grateful to Guanyin. And I know some of you are in the process learning the Da Bei Zhous and become Guanyin lineage holder. And you were in the two retreats. And so this is kind of a continuous help us to integrate. So, tonight and the next Sunday, it's another way help us to integrate what we have learned, even though I'm not going to be able to teach the Heart Sutras or the Da Bei Zhou teaching. But this is another way to be in the field, connect to Guanyin. It will help us to integrate what we have learned. I believe many of you will have those aha moments in the next couple days, and after the next Sundays, this 3 hour together. Guanyin's, we know Guanyin's known as her greatest compassion, but in fact, Guanyin's virtues, or what in the heavenly realm, in the Buddha realm, she was actually honored by her greatest service to start with, and through her greatest service, she was given like this title or this like praise from other Buddha's realms, like higher realms of Buddha, and said, Guanyin, due to her greatest service, we call her the greatest compassions, the compassion Buddha. I know many of us want to offer greater service. We want to bring more positive changes and transformations to the world. We also want that for within ourselves, so that we can continue to serve in a greater way. And definitely one of the key things blocking us is our egos, our in the early stage of developing our greatest compassions and greatest humilities. So this is why this teaching is so important. And as I said earlier, there are so many levels and layers we can understand greatest humilities of Guanyin. One of the key or two things, the first is that Guanyin had made a vow, and this is why we call her the Bodhisattva, Guan Shiyin Pusa, instead of Guanyin Buddha. It's because Guanyin made one of the biggest vows. She said, until all the sentient beings reach the highest enlightenment, that she will not attain the Buddhahood or claims her Buddha, the title of Buddha. And Master Sha shared with us from the Bodhisattva, which is already very high. There are 52 layers of Bodhisattva, which is already very high compared to ordinary sentient being. But from Bodhisattva to Buddha, there's still is a huge difference. Buddha is the complete awakened, enlightenment beings. But Guanyin can give up that title and also to claim that soul energies, which means that higher levels of presence, and just say I am going to just call myself a bodhisattva, and that is her humilities, and that humility is also originated from her greatest compassion and love for all the sentient being. And that is also the teaching Master Sha has recently really emphasized of to benefit others and benefit yourself. Guanyin already has reached the highest enlightenment level, but Guanyin said, no, mine is not just me being enlightened. I want to make sure all the sentient beings can reach the highest enlightenment as well. Otherwise, I will not claim that title that I have reached the highest enlightenment. That is an incredible qualities or expression of greatest humilities. Not actually focus on her own achievements and only focus on how to help others to achieve even higher achievement. So that is a beautiful expressions of the greatest humilities. And another way to understand Guanyin's greatest humilities is, Guanyin can manifest in so many different forms. Many of you have seen the greatest compassions mantra, the Dabeijo. Guanyin can manifest in 87 Dabeijo Buddhas and Bodhisattva. And many also said, Master Sha gave us those stories. Guanyin can appear as animals or like old men, often a lot of times old men or beggars, someone in a physical appearance not very appealing, like this beautiful goddess or bodhisattvas, or like golden light Buddha, but it's some ordinary being, and even like in a form of like animals. Guanyin does not focus on how she need to appear. She only focuses on how I can serve this being in front of me. So that is another of her expressions of greatest humilities. Okay, so you can see here Guanyin's the next Sunday I will explain more why I picked this. I'll share more teachings. And earlier I was chanting this Guanine Mantra. We call this Guanine Mantra. And so the Qianshou Qianyan is the 1,000 hands, 1,000 eyes. The Datsi Dabei is the greatest compassions. 救苦救难, 救 means to save, liberate. Kuanyin means bitterness, sufferings, challenges. So Guanyin save humanities and release the sufferings of, sentient being. Next line, the Guangda Yuanman. Guangda means the biggest. Yuanman is the enlightenment. So Guanyin had reached the highest enlightenment. The Guanyin's names, the one who hears the sound and cry of the world and came to help us, the Linghui Shengshi, which I explained earlier. So this is actually newer versions of Guanine Mantra. Master Sha Master Sha is very connected to Guanyin. So Master Sha often receive, directly Guanyin's wisdoms and guidance. Guanyin, in fact, appeared to Master Sha when he was 4 years old and taught him the Da Beizhou. We learned the new versions of Guanyin's, the Da Beizhou, which is very different from the very populars, the fast versions. So they all have a reason. Guanyin not just share this or the 6 words, the greatest compassion, the greatest enlightenment mantra, the Om Mani Padme Hum. It's also very unique, very different from what is very popular, around the world, those versions. So this, we often call this is Guanyin's, describe Guanyin, who Guanyin is, with her name. And in fact, Guanyin has shared with me that this is actually her vow to all the sentient beings. We often hear, until all the sentient beings reach the enlightenment, that she will not attain the Buddhahood or claim the Buddha title. But in fact, it's not just any enlightenment. Enlightenment also has a layer. This is Guanyin's vow. And see how amazing Master Sha is creating the Guanyin lineage holders. Collaborate with Guanyin. Guanyin's connect with Master Sha's and give Master Sha authority. Originally 1,000 Guanyin lineage holder, now 3,000. This Qian Shou Qian is describe Guanyin's power. And Guanyin said, this is not just describe my power. Again, this is also Guanyin's humility. Guanyin does not care about how we praise her. This is what she wants us to develop. She wants to empower us to have similar ability. That's why to be Guanyin lineage holder is so special. We are given the access, the possibility to serve like Guanyin. We are the messengers of the presence on Mother Earth for Guanyin. And she wants us to develop the greatest compassions so that we can use the 1,000 eyes and 1,000 hands, that power, develop our greatest compassions, the greatest service, the greatest, in fact, this greatest compassion represents all 10 Da. To develop 10 Da, so we can be a better servant to save humanities and to help relieve the sufferings and transform the blockages. And that's also why Master Sha created the Dao Chang around the world, is to empower and uplift humanity to reach the highest enlightenment. And last year in another workshop, Guanyin workshop, for another centers, the message Guanyin has shared is, even the title of Guanshi Yin Pusa or Linghui Shengshi is not just uniquely for me, that each of you, if you can hear the cryings, the voice of from humanities, animals, natures, and you help them, you too can be a Guanyin. If you could develop your highest the soul wisdoms, you too can also become a Linghui Shengshi. And I was shocked That again is like Guanyin does not care about the titles or what it is, being praised, or what Guanyin wants is all that I have developed. You also can have that. You can serve just like me, have that kind of powers and that kind of capacity. So this mantra is the vow of Guanyin to all the sentient beings. It is also demonstrate Guanyin's greatest humilities. After those messages, I really chant this mantra in a completely different way. Before, I thought, well, we're just learning about who Guanyin is, what describe Guanyin. But there are actually so many other layers of this mantra. Okay, so let's see. So we will chant, next Sunday we will chant more, and we will feel that power. So of course this workshop is about the Da Qianbei, the greatest humilities. And I do have this calligraphy, behind me that so during one of the Rewrite to Your Life, the Healing Day. Okay, I can't remember this only workshop. So anyway, we were being assigned to write, and I was being assigned to the Da Qianbei, and I thought, so interesting. And I know why. I will tell you why soon. So this is the mantra that can help us to develop our greatest humility, and this is in Master Sha's the New Tao Jings. Okay, I don't have copies with me right now, the New Tao Jings. If you want to develop your greatest humility, this mantra is absolutely important. Some of you probably already know this, and some of you this maybe is new. So I would just, you can read it together. I will sing. And again, on Sunday, we will go through this and we'll practice together. So let me just walk this through, and then we'll practice one time together. Hong, hong, hong. This is a sacred sound that vibrates our third soul house, which is where our greatest humility, the Da Qianbei, reside. Hong Jing Dan is when we chant Hong Hong Hong. We're gathering countless planets, stars, galaxies, their third soul house, Shen Qi Jing, to build a Jing Dan in our third soul house. So we are gathering and creating this Hong Jing Dan in our third soul house, which can help us to develop our greatest humilities. Could also help us to purify our anything is not greatest humilities. The Da Qianbei and Da Qianbei Jing Dan. Jing Dan means the golden light ball. Rou Rou Bu Zhen means to be gentle and soft and do not compete and fight. This line has so many meanings, but just the basic meaning. It means just to be gentle, to be soft. And it also means flexibilities, means also creativities. Because when we become hard and firm and rigid, nothing flow. And this also means, when we are, the Buzhen means no fightings, no competitions, and this also means to no judgments, no criticisms, and no expectations, and no attachment. There's so many layers of this. How do we do this? We need to 持续精进, which means we need to improve, transforms, and progress, and to forge ahead persistently, not up and down, up and down. This is one of the reasons I believe why I was assigned to write this, because I am that kind of person. If Master Sha is not giving us an order, my practice is up and down, up and down. There's so many practice I want to do, and I do daily practice. If Master Sha says, you have to do this, I'm giving you this order, then I would do it. But I'm not a naturally very disciplined person 我持续进进 so I absolutely need to improve this. Why? Because when we lose humilities, we can fail in so many aspects of our life. It's described to fall into this like deepest like valleys. 跌万丈, one means like 10,000, which means like huge. It literally means that we can fail, would also include that we can lose our spiritual journeys if we lose humilities. Okay, so let us just take a moment to connect, and we're gonna call Guanyin's heart. Guanyin, we're gonna call Guanyin to come sit in our heart. Dear beloved Guanyin, we love you, honor you, deeply appreciate you. Could you please come sit in our heart to continue to purify our heart, to continue to purify also our third soul house. And as we chant this mantra, and dear the mantra for developing the Hong Jing dance, or developing our third soul house, developing our greatest humility, we love you, honor you, deeply appreciate you. Please purify and cleanse, rejuvenate, strengthen our third soul house. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you can put one hand below your navel, one hand in your heart, or you can do the prayer position, but opening your palms a little bit, not completely closed. And again, if you cannot memorize this yet, you can look at these lines and chant together with me just one time. If you already know, you can close your eyes. And you can visualize the light in your heart and in your third soul house. Visualize Guanyin sitting in your heart. Hong, 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 Hong Jing Dan, Da Qian Bei, Da Qian Bei Jing Ying Dan, Rou Ruo Bu Zhen, Qi Xu Jing Jing, Shi Jian Bei, Dian Wan Zhang. Greatest humility, Da Qian Bei, Da Qian Bei, Da Qian Bei. Now just remain silently. Keep your eyes closed. Continue to feel Guanyin's love and her humility. Integrating the teaching about the Guanine Mantra, her vows, all of this are expressions and embodiments of greatest humilities. And feel this mantra vibrate in your third soul house. Bring your palms together and say how, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, beloved Guanyin, thank you, the mantra. We're very grateful for this practice, and we thank Master Sha for giving this to us, to humanities, to Mother Earth, and also. And we inhale deeply. And slowly exhale. Okay, beautiful. And move your shoulders and move your neck a little bit. And just continue to expand your heart. Continue to feel this. I feel like we have not really talked a lot about Guanyin's humilities, and this is just so refreshing. And it's like to learn more about Guanyin's. It's so exciting. Wonderful. I'm gonna continue because I see many of you are, I didn't see anyone raise your hands. This teaching is about Guanyin is new. So again, if you have any question, please feel free to post it here. Okay, so again, why the Da Qian Bei is so important? Because it can heal and prevent ego in order to grow persistently. So we all know the purpose of life is to serve. To serve is to make people happier and healthier, is to enlighten and to empower others, and so much more. And that is how our soul grows. Here, the growth is not just the physical life, we grow into a better status or better environments, or, in different areas of our life. Ultimately, the most important thing is to grow on our spiritual journeys. And Master Sha shared Wang Yangming's, which is a really very important scholars that study about the heart. We call the Xing Xue. Xing means the heart, Xue means like study. That he has this very, very important wisdom. He said ego is the biggest enemies for life. So here the life include both physical life and our soul journey, our soul life. And ego can block every aspect of our life. Again, whether it's our health, finances, relationship, our purpose of life. This life also, again, it is not just physical life. Our ego can block every aspect of our spiritual life. So to transform ego is very important. To transform all life is include, again, physical life and our soul journeys. This is why Master Sha really emphasized we need to let it go. We need to let go our attachments, our negative belief, mindset, or the selfishness, or our angers, like a spiritual wisdoms, or our greed. All of this are connected to our ego. And more. Ego has so many aspects, and it's some of the expressions or the embodiment of the egos that is so subtle, but it literally affects our life. Every time we are judging ourselves, every time we're criticizing ourselves or judging others, criticize others, even without saying it, it is our ego is activating. We right away connect with the greatest humilities, right away connect with greatest compassions, the Da-I, the greatest love, to help us to transform. Until we see each other without, without those kind of negative informations, until we can see the light, the Buddhas or angel, whatever your spiritual, or religion's belief is, whatever the highest presence in each other, that still is the message that we still have ego we need to purify. So think about how our life can transform, how our soul journey can transform if there is no judgment, no criticisms, no attachments, how connected we can be with everyone's, all souls around us. And the order, all of you here, you are so blessed. You are learning about the Tao science from rulings, like first hands, you get so many trainings from rulings. She mentioned many times the most positive message is, connections, orders, and harmonies, or certainty. all of this ego can create disconnection, disorder, disharmony, and uncertainty. And this is why we want to transform our ego. Through the greatest humilities, we can create that positive message. And another teachings, in fact, this has come from Lao Tzu, 柔弱胜刚强. Apologize, I did not type the Chinese. The translation basically means the soft and weak can overcome apologize, I missed one word, the hard and the firm, the rigids. Gangchang is like really tough, and Roro is the soft and gentle, in fact have more power. The way how Lao Tzu described it is like, think about like the grass, it's soft and it seems weak compared to this big tree. But when there is huge winds comes, storms, the big trees might seem very tough, very strong, can still be blown away, but the grass wouldn't be, because the gentle, the softness, it looks weak, but in fact it has the most strength. Okay, so these are some of the things why we need to develop our greatest humilities. And Master Sha in fact tells us Tao is the greatest humilities. Tao creates everyone and everything and nourishes everyone and everything. But Tao does not take credit for anyone and anything. Again, think about that vows that Guanyin shared. Guanyin does not take her titles. She does not need her title to show she is a Buddha. She's happy to share her title if we can serve like her. She does not take credit. So Tao is beyond powerful. Guanyin is beyond powerful because Guanyin is connected to Tao. Guanyin is the embodiment of Tao, and Tao is gentle and soft, and Tao gives us the free will. Tao does not interfere, fight, strive, or argue. Remember the lines: no fightings, no competitions. So all of those are, key why we need to develop just a glimpse of why we need to develop our greatest humility and why we need to learn from Guanyin. Of course, next Sunday I will share more. And of course, Tao calligraphy is one of the most powerful way we can develop. We can clear the blockages of transform our ego. This is why this month you can also learn from Huiling how to write the Da Qian Bei. And that next Sunday I wouldn't be able to really teach you how to write, but you can learn from Huiling. So we learn about the wisdom. Then when you learn from Huiling, the writing, you will build a different connection with the Da Qian Bei, the Tao calligraphy. So why do we need to 持续精进? Why do we need to improve and forge ahead? There's a teaching, the dripping water can pierce through a rock, even though it's like drip, drip, drip. It's not like, like tsunami can just wash away everything. But with persistency, even the dripping water can, break the rock. That is the power of discipline, practice. I know that we all practice, but are we disciplined to do consistent practice so we can move forward persistently? I myself is not there yet. So why are we not disciplined? And why don't you just take a moment, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but just close your eye for a moment. Are you someone who is very disciplined? Okay, let me just stop sharing. I certainly cannot raise my hand. I know some of you are. I bow to you. I really admire those people who are so disciplined. But I myself, I do have blockages, and this is, I had to find a way to incorporate the practice in my daily life. It's through teachings. So when I teach, I incorporate practice. Like I love doing yoga, but I do not practice yoga persistently. So I had to teach yoga so that I am practicing. So I had to find ways. But there's, of course, I find way to incorporate practice in my daily life. But the negative message of why I'm not disciplined to do my practice is still there. I still need to transform that, because that is still blockages from my egos or from lack of high level of the greatest humilities. So, I want to just maybe list a few things why you're not disciplined in your practice. What is blocking you from doing your practice consistently? Sometimes after retreat, we get so inspired. We do practice diligently, 1 hour, 2 hours. Then after 1 or 2 weeks, we just start to get so busy, so anything can distract us. And then we stop. And even though we see the water paper is there, we walk by, so we do not touch it. Or, we have book right in front of us, we do not read. Or we have the mantras playing, but we do not chant. And again, it's not about criticizing ourselves. It's about seeing what is the possibility, opportunity to transform that. So because on next Sunday, I will share with you more why this is so important. Tonight I'm just sharing the importance of the Da Qian Bei. But next Sunday, I'm going to share with you more. It's so much more than we understand. And I'm also still learning and studying why this is so important. Of course, we already know it's very important because ego is the biggest enemy, but it can actually affect us so many ways. In fact, Master Sha even said to us several times that ego can make us sick. So it's not just our spiritual journeys, our relationship, our finances, but even our physical health can be blocked, can be affected by our ego. It's great. Thank you, Felix, to share. Yes, the distraction, the mind, our mind blockages. Sometimes it's our heart blockages. And sometimes it's, it could be also like a fear or worry or sadness, anxieties or guilt or shames. There's so many things. So I want to just really tonight and the next couple of days to connect, write down what is the reason, what is the negative information is blocking me from being disciplined. And know that we are given lots of different things that we can't, we've been empowered to transform. So I want to share, okay, let me move this a little bit higher. Okay, so this is one of the teaching that Master Sha gave us repeatedly in a few workshops, and it's related to Guanyin. It's the 心地无非自性解. 心 means the heart, 地 means Mother Earth. 无 means no, 非 means, 非 has many different meanings. So let me just translate essence first. 非 means negative informations, means fightings and competings. So we could say 心地, it can include our heart and mind. When the heart and mind, also basically our heart also houses our soul. So when our soul, heart, mind, on that level, there's no fightings, no competings, no negative informations. Then 自性, 自 means self, 性 means nature. 自性, then our original nature appears. And 戒 means discipline. So our original nature appear, and our soul, heart, mind, and the body will be naturally disciplined. So this practice, what I'm saying, is not just spiritual practice. Some of you say, I want to go to the gym, or I want to go for a walk, I want to running, or I want to, start a diet, or I want to drink more water. Any practice, whether it's connected to your physical life, or maybe it's to transform your relationship, you say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to practice to be kinder to my partners or to my children, to my parents, compassionate. All this are practice. And that really takes discipline, because our ego naturally does not want us to be disciplined to our practice. That is the natures of our ego. So the 心地无非自性解, when we are practice the greatest humilities, we are soft and gentle, no fighting, no competing, no jealousies, no selfishness. We are naturally disciplined in our 服务修炼, which means our service, our purification practice and service. But it is also vice versa. When we are disciplined in our practice, our true nature can appear. When our true nature appear, our Yuanshen is guiding us, then we can stay in that conditions of 心地无非. 心地无非 is very, very important. It means our heart has no negative informations. When we are disciplined in our practice, when we are guided by our Yuanshen, our original nature, our Buddha nature, our Tao nature, we stop to creating new negative informations that will pollute our heart and soul and our mind. So this is so important, and that's why we're going to offer a special service. We're going to do a demo, and the first one is the Guanyin heart blessings for developing discipline, for practice, to develop. The purpose is to develop the greatest humilities. This is a very special transmission, upliftment, the Guanyin heart. And to Master Sha allowed us to use this to offer blessings. And another one, which I wanted the demo tonight, it is to increase your, I have a special calligraphy that there was also a story how I end up honor and receive this calligraphy in one of Master Sha's retreat. And, to increase our willpower to serve and increase our softness and flexibilities. So I want to share a little bit about this calligraphy. This is Miracles Healing Calligraphy. That 1 year Master Sha in the Tao retreat, he wrote the new Tao Jing, all the lines, and he was using a lucky draw. I was doing the translations, and so I was sitting in the front. I was taking care of the VIP. Then Master Sha said, everybody, who want to receive the calligraphy, any of us, stand up. And I hesitate because I'm I just received another calligraphy. I don't know if I could do it. I start to have all those blockages. And because I was sitting up front, and it was doing some sort of approvals, and it was actually a lucky draw. Master Sha was just pulling, he's asking people to put their names in the basket. First I didn't want to put it. So of course my blockages, so I didn't get picked at, and I did eventually put it, because the VIP is are you going to put your names in? I'm taking care of VIP. Of course I had to put my names. And so, but I was okay, it was already 100 of name being called, and of course my blockages, I'm just not going to be picked. And I think it was the last 3, then my name got picked. And then Master Sha can see, because I'm in the front, he can see my blockages was written on my face. Then he said to me, my soul had picked you for this calligraphy. Take it. So I did. If Master Sha said that, you had to take it. And so I was like, okay, I will find a way. I will receive it. And that was increased. That's one of the lines for the greatest compassions, to increase the willpower to serve. Obviously, I do not have. I need to increase my willpower to serve. But I am very grateful. It is again, it is Guanyin's love for me to help me to transform my blockages. So and the Master Sha make a special upliftment at that retreat for all of those calligraphy. Those are, he called the miracle healing calligraphy. He said it will always be higher than your whatever level you are. You are given a special order that you can direct the saints, the team, in that calligraphy, and they will always offer higher than what whoever are given the calligraphy, your level. So that's why he called those miracle calligraphy. So that's a very special calligraphy, and so if you also need to increase willpower to serve. That's the calligraphy you want to connect to. So next Sunday, we will be in the presence of that calligraphy. Okay, so I'm going to offer, let me check. Okay, because it's very special, so I'm going to check, we'll pick two demos. So I'm going to ask Paul to pick one, and then I will pick one. And so again, if you're like me, need to increase your discipline for practice.
I waited. I would like to put my name in. I'm on the phone.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
We heard you. Thank you. We'll consider you.
Thank you.
Okay, Paul, if you have picked one, if you can announce it.
I'm still looking through.
I see Portia's here. So Portia, if you want to pick one also. So we'll let the two leaders here to pick one, each pick one. So as they're sharings, they're going through checkings, pick the demo. So this Guanyin heart, it is very, very powerful. I could tell you when I received these transmissions, one of the prerequisites is to receive a Guanyin heart contractor blessing. So I received it from Francisco and Cynthia. Oh, it was amazing. That clearing was so powerful. And when I received it, like the connection with Guanyin was so much deeper. The message that it's like, because this heart connections, because this is literally part of Guanyin's heart, that feel come to my heart. And so this heart to heart connections, again, the heart houses the soul and mind. So it's like completely different beings, and a few of us receive it. We talk about this, in some of the meetings, and everybody share how they feel like different beings. And I remember Henderson said, he would just naturally chant this mantra. He didn't need to think about, I need to chant this mantra. He would just finding himself chanting the Guanyin heart all the times. And for me, it was to receive a deeper teachings, and it happened, during a few retreats. And I know without receiving that Guanyin heart, I wouldn't be able to receive those messages. And so this is also really, really important to develop our wisdoms. Okay, so if you're ready, if you can announce.
Yeah, I saw somebody, message out here is, I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right, but Trisha Sonsi? Trisha.
Great.
Hi. Oh, I'm so honored to be chosen. Oh my God, I'm going to start crying. Thank you so much. Wow.
Great. Trisha, do you have some disciplines that you in practice? Is there like something that you like to practice persistently, so you can progress persistently? If you just use 1 minute, share.
I struggle with my practices as well. And on Wednesday, I'll be starting the Soul Healer Teacher Program. So I know I need to step up my discipline and my dedication. And so I'm so excited for that. But I do struggle with discipline, absolutely. So anything that could help, I'd be so grateful. Thank you.
Great, congratulations. This will be
Thank
great
Yeah.
preparation for the program. Yes,
Yeah.
you do need to do a lot of practice and
Yeah.
yeah, awesome, great,
Thank
congratulations.
you. Thank you so much.
And Portia, did you already have a name?
So much. Yeah, I received that Terry be our other demo.
Okay, so Terry, will you want to share a little bit, just 1 minute? Let's see.
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Turn up the volume.
Yes, would you like to share if you have some discipline in practice?
If I did what?
You have some challenges and discipline in your practice.
I certainly do. Yes. The challenge for me is being able to practice for very long at one time. 10 minutes is really as much as I can do. And I just have to keep going back to it. Sometimes it's 2:30 in the morning before I get my practices done.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so congratulations. So we'll have Paul and Portia to share what they see or messages they got for them. So congratulations for two of them. For the rest of you that you are in this field, so I want everybody to just close your eyes, and I will set the time. This is going to be like a 2-minute blessings. And just close your eyes. Of course, you can also connect earlier. I asked you to connect what is the reason why we cannot, just for yourself, no judgments, and just view this with a compassion eye. Why am I not disciplined in my practice? What is blocking me from being disciplined in my progress? Because we know the end goal is it will make us a better servants, it will make us a better beings, it will benefit all aspects of our life. Why? So we know all the benefit, but why are we not doing it? So just think about that one thing. I know I have like a list, but just at this time, just focus on one things and see if you get an insight. During this, just be in this field, that you may get some insight or guidance what you can do to transform that. So just close your eyes, and I'm going to connect to the Guanyin heart. I'm going to connect to Trisha and Terry's soul. So this is the Guanyin's heart Kanchaka blessings as appropriate to two of them to transform the blockages in disciplined in their practice to develop their greatest humilities as appropriate. Proper blessings start. Guan Shi Yin Pu Sa Xin 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 Guanyin heart Guanyin heart Guanyin heart Guanyin heart. So continue to integrate the light and love, the compassion, humility, all this feel from Guanyin's heart. Even though the blessing ended, the feel is still very strong. Continue 1 more minute to integrate. See if you can ask for a positive message that has the power to transform why you are not disciplined in your practice. What is that negative message there? And ask for guidance to give you a positive message. Or even like a practice to help me, something or a way to do practice that can keep me disciplined. Which means not in a way like, if you're not disciplined, you'll be punished. But it's a discipline means that you would do it from your heart persistently, consistently. And you truly embody that li ta zi li. You are doing it for benefit others, but benefit yourself. It's a win-win situations. And for some of you, maybe it is to set your boundary so you will have more time for yourself, so you can focus on your own practice. Again, no judgment. And do not worry if you don't receive anything like a message right away. Sometimes for myself too, it takes, a day to a couple days, or sometimes a couple weeks, or even like I have visions that it took me like 3 years. Finally, I was putting things together. So not forcing things to happen, expectation or attachment to how things gonna happen, it is also the opposite of greatest humility. It is also our ego wants things to happen in a certain way. And then we say how, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Guanyin Heart, and thank you, Master Sha. So next, inhale deeply, and so we exhale, can gently open our eyes. So I'm going to ask first, Paul, if you can share what you sing for Trisha's or any message, and then Portia can share for Terry, and then we'll have two of them share.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. So first thing I saw was Trisha's soul was just lying flat. She was so grateful. And then I saw when you invoked Guanyin, came down with our entourage and with a lotus and placed Trisha's soul on it, and then went up to like a temple, like Kuanyin's temple. And they proceeded to remove blockages. There was like their golden hands were going through her body and releasing blockages like that. I received some messages. I'm gonna do a flow in a second. But I received some specific messages about that you have that you're intuitive, but you're not confident in sharing what you hear intuitively, and that a lot of this blessing was to assist you with that aspect. Because there's some confidence issues occurring. So I'll do a flow now. This is Ling Hui Shang Shi. It was a great delight to assist with this very special blessing for you. Your path with the mission, with serving in this way, is on a triangle-like trajectory. It will feel straight up, but will actually be 90 degrees. It is important for you to be consistent with your vows and commitments. With this blessing, with this miracle level blessing, many heart center blockages were released. Many self-love blockages were released. Fears about your ability to present, especially in public, were positively transformed. Messages of confidence, messages of you can do it, have been put into place. There was patterns that you have held on to that look kind of like there's always something better to do. There's always something that captures your attention, whether it's a text or a sound outside, etc. And these were softened, rounded, so you will notice them, but they will not grab your attention. You will be able to remain focused. You will actually wake up now with more attention to those details and plans, and plan the details a little bit better. Pay attention to these changes and foster them, for they will be very well needed as you continue this trajectory. Your service, your abilities are needed. Nothing is accidental including you being chosen on this day. You are very blessed. How?
Wow. Thank you so much. That really is heart touching and spot on, because I've been really lost and unmotivated. And I am a healer. I have many certifications from over the years, but my own health and car accidents have really gotten in the way. And being with Master Sha the last few years, and now being accepted for the Soul Healer program has really excited me, but I have a lot of fear because I do want to serve, but it's my confidence. It's getting out in the world, but I want to do it, but there's blockages there. And I'm just so honored to be chosen today. Honestly, I knew I had to be here tonight. I kept hearing her all day because I'm very connected with Lingwei Shengshe. And I heard her all day today. Make sure you're at the 7 o'clock class tonight. And I knew I was going to be chosen as the demo. I felt it. I heard it. And I do trust my messages, my channeling. But then you have that doubt as well, you know? And so this just confirms that, you know, I am hearing the messages correctly. And I have a lot to offer. And this is a big new beginning for me. So I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. I'm so honored. Thank you, Master Sha. Thank you, Lingwei Shengshe. Thank you, Master Wei Ling. Thank you, Master Paul, for choosing me. I can't thank you enough, honestly. I'm really heartfelt right now.
Congratulations, and thank you, Paul. Thank you, Trisha. Yes, you know, self-love is a big part. The confidence and doubt and the fears could all come up. And yeah, next Sunday I can share lots of my own personal experience because, you know, when I got uplifted on the stage totally unexpectedly as a master teachers, I didn't really have, in 2015, I didn't really have a lot of trainings because I was doing a lot of the deadline, the editings, and I used that as my excuse. So I told Master Sha, I really, you know, I missed so many of the trainings, and so can I join the next year? My karma was just keep blocking me to be part of the master teacher's training. Then so when I got uplifted, I right away being assigned some pretty big tasks, and you know, I even said to Master Sha, I don't think I could do it. And then he told me, oh, don't worry about it. You just, I'll tell you more detail about the story next Sunday. But basically it's like, oh, don't worry about it. This is just a title. You just serve, okay? And then Master Sha left to Europe to teach the calligraphy retreat. I stay in Hawaii. And I told him exactly one of my fears about doing reading. The next day, right away, Himana was, at that time, was like the mentor leader for us. Right away, she called me to readings. It was a lot like purifications, but it was really, really great blessing for me because I really learned to trust. When we develop more humilities, you know, at that time I didn't realize what that was about. It really was about get myself out of the way. Then my fears or my concerns out of the way. Because like you have shared, you have many certifications, you have many treasures. Many of you here, you have that too. You have the upliftment. Our job is just get out of the way. Let our heaven team, let our download to serve. Let our upliftment serve. You know, because that years I got uplifted in August 2015. The next year's, less than 1 year, Master Sha told me you had to go out to be a traveling teacher. Heaven told him that I can no longer hide behind the computer. I had to go out. And I was like totally panicked. I was like, what? And I really had enough training. You want me to go as a traveling teacher? So I learned to really have to trust, because you're there, you had to serve. I had no other choice to get myself out of the way. So if I can do it, any of you can do it. I learned, I wouldn't say the hard way. It still was very loving, compassionate. So much love from heaven things. And I know this is possible. So that's why I'm saying next Sundays we're going to just let whatever is blocking us, we're just going to let it go. We're going to use the group feel, group power. So let us gather like more people. It's only $30. So, let's get more people to join, and then this group feel can really help us to all transform in a much deeper way. And, and this is a great way to support each other, to arise higher, to really take that big jump, the big leap of faith, to get to that next level that Master Sha's already envisioned us to be. Great, wonderful. So Portia and then Terry.
Thank you, Huiling. Thank you, everyone. I just want to share a little bit before I do a flow for Terry, just very shortly. I was there when Huiling actually came into Portland Center, and we were doing a beautiful, it was on the white Tara, and many of you will know the mantra, and that she holds a special place in my heart. I want to share with you what happened. She talks so much about her obstacles and her challenges. Pay very close attention. What she's trying to do is help remove blockages from your heart, to know that you can do it. It's not just this session, but it's her presence, her field, her heart to serve. She's actually giving you virtue. She's very humble, and she will not really say so many of the connections, but just know in my heart and in the field, Guanyin's heart right now. I remember, I'm just going to share this shortly and then I'll do the flow. It was very, and sometimes things, funds and finances are tight for a lot of people. There are a few people in the room that could not afford to get a blessing from the workshop. And you know what she did? She folded lotuses. She gave gratitude. She gave heaven gratitude. And wanted everyone to receive it. And I was one of the 2 people there that at that time I could not receive it. And so my heart is very slayed open right now, seeing her. And I'm so grateful to her. And I know exactly the crown chakra blessing was to remove the demon of doubt and what that's done in my life. And so I wanted to share that with all of you. If you can come to the workshop, please do. For the honor fee, it is priceless. What her field holds for Master Sha as a Grand Master, beyond priceless. So I'm just inviting you from my heart and soul. Tell people, register your family. They will receive a blessing. And your friends, like the lotus rises up out of the mud. We can be more disciplined through our humility into this great love. So I just wanted to share that. So let me do a flow for Terry. Dear beloved Terry, we love, honor, and appreciate you. We are so grateful that you are here to receive this blessing. It is from our greatest heart that we wanted you to be loved, protected, and supported. There was a possibility of a car accident happening tonight. And we wanted to make sure that you were safe, loved, and protected. You, like many here, are chosen to serve, to open your heart to Guanyin and to feel her great humility, because with humility, you can do anything. Any Tao task you can receive. It is taught in Tao science that humility is the only of the 10 Taos that has completely 100% positive information. It opens the heart to receive. You receive not only protection because of your great service and the service that you will do in holding the practitioners of Portland Center and the global community, but your outreach service and with Tao Healing Hands and Love, Peace, Harmony, and all of the committees that you serve. Your heart is shining with more love and light from the release of blockages that we want to say are countless, as humility gives you the prime example to receive the greatest and the highest blessings for your soul journey, for your life saving, for your service, for your financial blessing, for your relationship blessings for you and your relationship with your wife, your son, with the community and neighborhood that you live in, with the outreach that you will be doing in the next few months, and clearing blockages in your lower foundational areas, digestive system, liver, spleen, pancreas, heart, spinal cord, and many blockages for your brain. Sometime when you were not disciplined, it was also because your brain was preventing you from remembering, from paying attention, and also some of the distractions that would come up. You did not have a strong alignment with your soul, heart, mind, energy, and your body. Now you do. Congratulations, Terry. Thank you for your service. How? Thank you. Thank you, Huiling.
Thank you, Portia's beautiful sharings, beautiful flow. Yeah, that was very special. I remember that was like my second traveling event. It was really, really special. And I remember I was telling Master Rogers about, my visa, and he was so sweet. He said, "We will adopt you. We will literally adopt you. So you don't have to worry about your war visa. You can, I'll adopt you." As my daughter, I was like, that's very kind of him. But, he was just so special. And so I was very, very, very special memories. And so thank you, Portia, for sharing that. And yes, Terry, please go ahead.
This was an absolutely complete surprise, because the thing that's a surprise is, and Master Shah has told us this before, no idea. We're not told ahead of time, at 5:15 tomorrow afternoon, you're going to have a car accident. You're driving down the street, you're broadsided. So to hear that reading is like, I was broadsided once back in 2015. I drove right through, halfway through a red light, halfway because I got hit halfway through and didn't go any further. The thing was, something stopped me, didn't stop me at the red light. Something prevented me from even being aware of that red light. I know this can happen. Tonight, constantly grateful for still being alive. Then empowered to serve, being given the tools by Master Shah, and interviewers and the traveling teachers. Even more important has been the opening. I don't think of it as the opening of my heart. It is, but for me, it's all of the stuff, the reasons that I used to hold back from doing things, they just aren't there anymore. Just do things spontaneously. Earlier this evening, realized that it was important to offer a Kuanyin lineage blessing to a beloved one who was having an asthma issue. Thankful. I lost for words too, because this is just one more time where it was like, really? Another car accident? I thought I was done with them. Thank you.
Guanine, congratulations. Yeah, you know, sometimes even though a blessing we say specifically for a particular request, but often the demos being picked, it's a life savings, you know, whether it's suddenly something can activate or accidents. So we never know, you know, so heaven always know who to pick. I'm always like just blown away. And sometimes if that particular day or that particularly mornings or noon or afternoon, we remember to do a practice, and that practice could actually save our life. You know, sometimes it could be like, or we just get so stressed and then get so distracted and we had to go out to do something, we might miss like a traffic light or something, you know, might think it like, oh, how could the dream practice diligently and discipline can help me prevent me from, you know, some kind of accidents or dangers. It is possible. Or, you know, some people get really, really upset at someone's that, and then make a wrong decisions. It can harm someone. But that day, if maybe that person say, oh, you know, I'm going to do a forgiveness practice, or I'm going to chant Lapis harmonies, then when something happened, the person had peaceful heart, would absolutely respond to the situation differently. So do not overlook the power and effect of the daily practice can have such a deep impact in our life. You know, it is doing practice diligently with discipline is a preventions from, you know, all kinds of possibilities in an unpleasant way that can affect us. And so, you know, yes, Portia's right. Register for your families, even though they might not be able to watch with you together. You know, they will be receiving the blessing. Their soul, we will call their soul to listen to it. This is just so important in so many ways. Earlier, I was also getting a message that, you know, this blessing will also give us a possibility reconnecting or re-envisioning what it means to be disciplined. And in fact, I see also Linda share here, sometimes it is our vision of what discipline is that is blocking us to be disciplined. You know, we feel like, oh, I have to be in this way. That means to be disciplined. that could be a guidance from our ego. Our ego is telling us this is what it means to be disciplined. Sometimes we feel this is too far from, and then we just give up or we start a few days. So next Sunday, we're coming together to learn from Guanyin, what's from Guanyin's perspective, what it means disciplined. When we start to develop deeper of our greatest humilities, we might start to see a different visions of ourself being disciplined, of ourself being removing the blockages, the possibility how we can develop a high level of greatest humilities. So this is just so exciting, and I want to thank each of you being here today. Earlier I was telling Paul there's no way I could do 2 hours because it's already like midnight for me. I'm in New York now. But the feel is so strong. I'm just like, oh, I still feel lots of energies and just feel this very deep love and compassion from Guanyin for all of us. So I know this workshop, even though it's only a 3 hour, but 3 hours we can receive a lot. We can transform a lot together. When we have like 100 people in a workshop, that feels definitely different from having 30 people. And if we had 200, many of us being in the global retreat when there were like 700-800. I remember 2018. I was in Netherlands. We were in Netherlands teaching the Tao Calligraphy retreat, and they were like maybe 500 people in persons, and there were like also like a couple hundred people, maybe 700 people in the webcast. Oh, that feel was amazing. Master Sha was teaching in Toronto. That's the retreat. Carmen's was there. Oh, the feel was just amazing. Really, this greatest humility is the quality out of 10 Dao, probably one of the Dao that we need the most. It's not just, we're not like blaming all like our ego. It's more like we need to progress persistently on our spiritual journey, because Master Sha is preparing us to go through that highest path of, this enlightenment. So we need that to help us like to progress to that level. So, to me, I know I had to develop more, because that's how I can honor Master Sha. That's how I can honor heaven, honor Guanyin. So I call each of you to join us, and I thank you everyone. Such a wonderful 2 hours together, and I will give this back to Paul. Really, really happy to see so many of you. Thank you everyone for sharing, and thank you Paul and Portia, and congratulations again to Trisha and Terry's, and I'm really looking forward to be with all of you next Sunday together. Thank you. Love you all.
Wonderful. Big, big, big hand to beautiful. We get 2 hours. She promised me an hour. I was happy in an hour. She gave us 2 hours. How blessed is that? And did you feel the field that she carries? And so she's going to be giving this to you and so much more next Sunday the 19th. We've been dropping the links into the chat room all along here, so just scroll up a little bit. But we're also, I've just asked our customer service to send out an email to everybody who came in tonight and registered. On Facebook, we don't necessarily have your information directly. So whoever's watching on Facebook, go to our Facebook page. All of our links are right there. You can definitely find our advertisements for this coming weekend and register through that. I want to answer a few questions I've seen popping up. And one of them is, can we register our family and friends? The answer is yes. All the blessings and healing is done at the level of soul. There is availability of the transmissions, the special transmissions that will be offered for 2 weeks. One of them, I don't think Huiling talked about it, but I want you to be aware of it. I don't know how many, maybe 10 people, maybe less, received what's called Kuanyin heart. This is like beyond your understanding until she actually explains it to us, but she's going to be offering that. So that's going to be beyond special as well. The honor fee is only $30. And we get at least 3 hours of Huiling, depends on how much in the field view is going to be on that. Okay. And we made sure to schedule it after Master Shah is done on Sunday, so there won't be any conflict there. Okay. Of course, it is recorded. And so even if you can't make it because you already have a pre-existing commitment, then you're not going to miss anything. The blessings will be available for 2 weeks after we complete that Sunday. So you'll have a little bit of time as well. So there's so many amazing opportunities. I'm excited because I haven't been able to be with Huiling in forever. You know, she's doing her thing, we're doing our thing. So the fact that we actually have her here as a captive audience, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be right here with my ears pinned to the video. So one more time, give Huiling big, big, big hand. Thank you so much for your love, your presence, your blessings, all that you've done for us here. And we'll see you all next weekend. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let us also thank Master Shas and bye-bye, everyone. Love you, love
Thank
you.
you, Huiling. We're so
everyone.
blessed. Thank you, love you,
Thank you,
Huiling.
Huiling.
Love
Love
you,
you.
love you.
Bye.
See you next
Have a
Sunday.
good bye.
Bye, everyone.
Love you all.
Love
Anita,
you,
so
love
much.
you.
Love you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Paul.
much.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone. Love you, love you.
You guys have many children from all over the world.
Night,
Bye-bye.
Linda.
Good night, love. I'm so glad you made it, Cat. Thank you. And
Night.
Peggy. Woohoo!